Hey guys, Charles Vaughn, Liquor CEO here again with you. Another exciting chapter. I hope you find it exciting. This is going to be a chapter, an episode dedicated to the marketing plan. The marketing plan is really the central piece that kind of talks to how we're going to take this brand that we've created and communicate it to the public en masse, the consumers. We want to make sure they understand who we are as a brand, what we stand for, what we are, the uniqueness of what our brand is, and basically why us, why our brand. So, real quick, a little housekeeping. I always do this at the beginning. I really hope you guys are enjoying and liking the videos that I'm putting out there for you. I hope you're finding some value from them. So if you wouldn't mind, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Hit the little button, the little bell, notifications. I do put a little bit of time into these videos and really think them through as a brand owner and what you would be going through, and try to give you information and insight that's helpful to you in the evolution of your progress and your process and your project. So please, like, subscribe, and notify would be very helpful to me. I also have a website, 40-80spirits.com. Feel free to check that out. All these videos and some other information are there. And also, if you have any comments, please leave them below or email me at liquor.ceo@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to talk with you one-on-one and answer your questions. On our website, we also have a chat feature. So at times you can catch me on there and actually dialogue in real time with me, or submit a contact us form there and we could go there. Okay, cool. Let's jump right in. Marketing plan. First thing with any type of plan in general, whether it's a production plan, a marketing plan, a social media plan, a travel plan, what are your goals? Define your goals. That's the first thing that I like to kind of really refine on. For a marketing plan of a new brand at a top level, I would probably want to see create brand awareness, increase sales, get a market or two or three, drive website traffic, things like that. That's what I'm really hoping that you can start to work on, and to see the benchmarks of the success of your plan as it comes into play. And feel free to be, definitive. Increase your sales X%. Get 1 or 3 markets as a result of this plan. That's very important. So on that note, you could probably tell that in the liquor space, the getting a new market is different than increasing your sales. When I talk about increasing sales in cases of vodka or cases of tequila, that is something that the consumer is driving. They're going to buy. So that the marketing plan for something like that has to have a chapter or a focus that dedicates on how we're going to communicate our messaging to the consumer. When we talk about getting a market, remember, this is a tiered environment. This is a very regulated and structured industry. So obtaining a new market is more of a B2B. We need to secure distribution, so we have the product in that market, so that when we talk to the consumers, they actually have the ability to go out and buy it or experience it at a bar, restaurant, or a club. So there needs to potentially be either a really thorough marketing plan that talks B2B and business to consumer, B2C, or you can write 2 separate plans. A marketing plan that's aimed around the goals you establish for developing markets, and then a separate marketing plan that talks about, once you have those markets, what's your plan and goals to increase consumption and depletion in the accounts, and basically get it out there for. Okay, so regardless of which plan, I think what you need to do is a SWOT analysis and setting some goals and some budgets to do all this. So what I mean by a SWOT analysis is SWOT. You want to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and you want to identify your opportunities and threats. And they're obviously yin and yang. And the purpose for this exercise is to get you thinking not just about the pros and the optimistic side of your business, but to try and be as objective as possible to think about the challenges and the pessimistic side of your business. So you're going to want to think about this as realistically as possible. I really personally enjoy having an outside party for their objectivity as a part of this development. Maybe not the whole thing, but certainly you know your business, you know your goals, you know what you want to do, you know what's in your mind as far as the development of the brand. But an outside person could really help you refine that and bring that objective perspective to the table to really kind of help you see through the cloud that is a brand owner. So I really like the objectivity that a third party brings to the table. But I do want you to, when we talk about setting these goals, we talked in a previous chapter, and when you read that, when you see the social media chapter, we have the SMART goals. When you establish a goal, I like them to be SMART, and by that I mean they need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, time definitive in the future of when you want to experience them. So when you're setting these goals for the marketing plan, I really want you to use that SMART analysis or that SMART analogy in there too. With setting goals and budgets, goals of what you want to get out of the results of the plan and the budgets to achieve it. That's quite subjective. So if you're launching 10 markets versus one market, or whatever the specific goal is you have in mind, build a website, increase website traffic, you may have to realize just what's good for you in terms of the spend. With that, return on investment, the value proposition of every spend needs to be taken into consideration. So I don't really want to get too much into that. More importantly, in a marketing plan, I really enjoy this part. It's defining that target persona. This is the third piece. Define the target persona. And that is the ideal consumer that is buying your product. Who are they? Personify them. Envision them. Their X age range. This is we don't really care too much about gender, but maybe you do. This is their age range. This is their educational level. This is their lifestyle, what they do, how they choose to live. They choose to go out and eat more than they choose to stay home and cook. Maybe there's some part of your product offering that the personification needs to be, these are folks that really like to entertain at home. And if they're both, find out the balance point between the two. So really define your target persona, their personal histories, what motivates them, some of their concerns. This is fun because you step into the shoes and the life of the people that you want to sell to. The better you understand them, the better likelihood you have to being relatable and to establish that relationship with them. The fourth step is to create and execute the plan, to create your execution plan. Now you've established the goals, you have the budget, you know who you want to talk to. Part of this learning along the way is to really understand how you can really communicate with them, what's efficient and effective way and the proper way. The use of social media, the use of actual events and activation experiences. I don't want to say traditional print media is dead, radio's dead, things like that. I think you need to have a plan for how you're going to invoke like podcast, product placement, signature activation experiences, social media, viral guerrilla types of marketing, sponsorships, maybe getting influencers in the mix. All of these things need to come into the play. So create your execution plan and go from there. Focus on lead generations and conversions, even with your consumers or your distributors, if that's the marketing plan you're looking for. Measure it via engagement, swipe ups, drive traffic to your website. Look at the entire communicative structure as a system. Instagram is going to show a lot of heavy, rich videos on cocktails. Swipe up to find more. Drive them to your website where there could be some videos of a deeper dive into how to make the cocktail, the backstory, perspective from mixologists leading. So think of it in terms of the system. Twitter, 140 characters at a time. A teaser. Hey, we just launched a new series of cocktails. Click to drive them to there. Don't give them as much there because it's just not the right formula for it. Facebook, maybe a little bit of a different environment. LinkedIn. I oftentimes fail to mention LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful business-to-business platform. Those are your consumers too. But in terms of the B2B, if you get on LinkedIn and really want to start talking to other brand owners and start talking to distributors and getting a wrath of, not a wrath, but a really good broad swath of salespeople on and off premise folks and their perspective, LinkedIn is a great place to do it. And videos there, interactive dialogues there, industry it's there. So I really like that. So focus on that too. And the last step 5 of this whole creating the plan is to organize it and measure it. As with any plan, you certainly want to have a set standard of metrics to measure against. The effort, the spend against the results. As I stated in other videos, what you're going to want to do there is you're going to want to constantly test, evaluate, refine, and perfect. So constantly take and look at what you're doing, fix it, tweak it, adjust it so that you're working and making significant positive strides towards your stated goals from the very first step, which is establish those goals. So I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of an insight into what a marketing plan is. I'll also have a social media development strategy, which is one component of this, obviously. But I really like social media because it's the modern day word of mouth. We'll get into that in another chapter. But that's it for the very macro point of establishing a marketing plan and why it's very important. As with anything, look forward to hearing from you. Please like, subscribe, notify, contact me any way you'd like. Comment below, send me an email, visit 40-80spirits.com. I would love to hear from you, and I welcome any questions or suggestions. Have a great day. I'm off to France, so au revoir. Have a good day, guys.